Pa 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 pam. Pa 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 pam. Para 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 pa 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 pam. Buenos días, GM. Buenos días, GM. Yo te digo, ¿qué pasas esta mañana? GM to everyone, buenos dias. We're doing a live session in which we're going to be doing some artsy fartsy stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited. You know why I'm excited? I'm excited because I'm not going to be drawing this time. It's not me. The responsibility of the art, it's not on me, which is amazing. Usually it's other people. Usually it's me, the one drawing, and this time, I'm only going to be criticizing others doing art, and I'm just going to like, I don't know. Do you call that art? Is that you think this is your profession? Is that what you want to keep doing all the rest of your life? I'm going to be that person today. No, no, it's gonna be fun. So today we have a couple of people joining us. We have oh, actually, no, this doesn't show it. Yeah, we're going to have Mila from Robotos, and we're going to have Jimena Buenavida. Buenavida means like good life. What a fantastic name, Jimena Buenavida, and they're going to be doing some drawing and some artsy fartsy stuff. It's going to be amazing. And actually, Mila is here. So
Hola.
Mila is here. Hi, Mila. How are you?
Hi, what's up? Everything cool?
Everything cool? We're
Yeah.
still waiting on Jimena. I don't know what's going on with Jimena. I think we were having some trouble, technical difficulties.
Let
It's always like that, and always it's we plan everything at the last minute because we're very professional, and and we're just like, hey, let's go live now. And sometimes that doesn't give people the chance to prepare. That doesn't give us the time to prepare. But
Okay.
we're waiting on Jimena. But Mila, while Jimena gets here, tell us a little bit about today. What's going on? What's going to happen today?
So today we are going to draw some abstract art because Jimena, she's a master of doing lines and circles in a beautiful way. So today I'm gonna be drawing with her. I think that I'm not into like perfect circles and really perfect lines. My style is a little bit more messy, so let's see what this mixture gets into result.
That's awesome. I'm
Yeah,
excited because it's going to be kind of both of you are going to be drawing in the same canvas, right? That's the idea.
yeah.
I think that if oh, Jimena's here. Hold on, 1 second.
Eh,
There you go. Hey, hola, Jimena.
This is so fun.
Okay, cool, awesome.
This is so
See,
fun.
right on time, right on time. You got here.
Hola,
Hola,
hola.
Jimena. How are you? Like, Jimena, Mila. Like I was telling people here that well, you're going to be drawing live. It's going to be dope. And
I'm good. So,
yeah,
oh,
sorry.
listen. Oh, sorry. I have like audio from all the places. So maybe
Hmm.
I forget Twitter because I'm like, I have Twitter on one ear.
no, no.
Okay.
Disconnect yourself from there.
From Twitter. Why Twitter? Uh,
So,
is there something
anyways,
going on Twitter too?
I
yeah,
think
there's
that
something on Twitter.
Melissa is
But all is
fishing.
good. I'm ready to do this. And I'm going
Gotcha.
to close. Okay, sorry. And I also had YouTube going. I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
part
I
of
see.
like now the streaming. Thank you for your patience as I have never done anything like this. And I'm super excited. I love everything that the two of you do and are doing. And let's get going.
Okay, dope. So actually, let's do this. Why don't you, Mila and Jimena, tell us a little bit about yourselves, just like the elevator pitch about yourselves. Do you have that? So let's go with you first, Mila, because I'm sure that you already have that written down in your memory.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm Mila. I'm a designer and an artist. And what I love to do is like to paint shiny stuff, mostly like these trash bags or like this kind of like shiny metallic figures. And I think that it is because I studied industrial design. So I don't know, like in school, I learned how to do realistic stuff. And and yeah, like that's like one of my biggest influences like in my style.
I love that, and I
Yeah.
love that. By the way, everyone listening, that's real painting. That's not a print. That's not
Yeah.
digital. It's a real thing. It's not a Zoom background.
No, no, no.
It's not
Like
a
this is
like a
my the
Zoom
place
background that
where
you
I
downloaded from
paint.
the internet, right? I love it. So like you are ready for the abstract challenge today, Mila. Now,
Yeah, like
Jimena,
I'm using my beret and everything.
I can see you got into character. Yes, thank you for that. Uh, makes you pretty legit. Now, Jimena, what about you? Tell us a little bit about you.
I'm all over the place. I'm a mom. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. I am from Bogota, from Colombia. I tell people I'm 200% Colombian. Love arepas, eat them every day. Um, and I'm an engineer by trade. I have a master's in computer science. And through doing a lot of inner work, or whatever you want to call it, I rediscovered and gave myself permission to reconnect with my creative energies. And then I found NFTs, and NFTs were that push that I needed to believe in my art and my creativity. And so now, look, this is sorry. These are the things I do. Um, this is like an acrylic thing that I have, but this is my work, and my work is, as you can see, very basic geometry, and I place with locations and placement in a very organic way, but with a lot of intention, in the same way that I believe human relationships should be, and also our journey in this world. Very organic, with a lot of empathy, with a lot of love, with a lot of compassion for ourselves and others. I am super into healing. Just spreading kind of like a healing and a mental health awareness, just to contribute with making the world better. So yeah, that's about me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Jimena. And I love your that stuff that and that is an NFT project, right? It's called Portals.
This is not an NFT project. This was just kind of, it is an NFT. This is called Luminosity. Uh, Portals is my latest project, which is the image that you have in the kind of in the marketing beautiful collage that you have. That is part of Portals, which is a project of handmade digital art. Yes, 101 NFTs that I just just created like maybe a month ago. So yeah,
Yeah,
like if you want to know more about me, Twitter is kind of the way what I just shit post and like sorry, just put a lot of stuff
it's
there.
okay.
Yeah.
I think
Jimena,
that
I have a
it's not for kids, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Jimena, I have a question. Like Buenavida is your last name?
No. Literally like it's the name of like my rebirth, I guess. Like after I realized that I used to be the person that walk around thinking that all the stars needed to be aligned in order to take a step. And also I was the type of person that walk around with like the rainy cloud always, like, oh, everything is negative, I'm a victim of life and everything, until I mean, it's not until I still work on this every day. I wake up every morning and I'm like, oh shit, I feel so ashamed, I did too much, I did too little, I slept too much, I slept too little, my kids watch too much TV, like I did, like all these things. And then I take a cold shower, I do a meditation, and then I realize today is the day to like make a step to make the art, to talk about myself, to post something, to connect with some friend that needs anything. So yeah.
I love it. I love
That's so
it.
cool.
So today is going to be the day too to connect because we're going to be drawing together. Well, Jimena and Mila, they're going to be drawing live. They're going to be sharing a canvas. I don't know. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to share your artwork? I feel like sometimes like as an artist, it's hard for us to just like give a little bit of ourselves and a little bit of our canvas and just a little piece because it's like, hey, I made this. This is part of me. But you're here and you're going to be actually like doing this stuff where you're going to be drawing on a digital canvas and you're going to be drawing live. And it's going to be abstract art. So, are we ready?
Yes.
I love
Yes.
it. Okay, cool. So this tool is called, what is it called? It's called Aggie,
Aggie.
Aggie.io. And you can start drawing, by the way. Like, I don't know, do we
Yeah.
need a three,
One.
two, one, start, abstract, be
Yay.
artist.
Amazing. I love you.
So, but I would love while you are drawing, if you are telling us a little bit about what you're doing, what is going
Yeah.
on, and I'll try to do my best also, just like to be here and criticizing your art. I'll be I don't know, just like looking at the stuff that you make and being just like a snob, and it's like, what were you thinking when were you
I
adding
tell
that
you,
shape?
when it comes to collaborations, and I feel super blessed to have done a few in the space here, my goal is to create a connection and a deep connection and get to know the other artists in our creative and in our differences, but come to kind of the same point.
Yeah.
And through that artist, better myself and better my art. And so that's the goal for me today. Create a deep
Oh,
connection with Mila and get to know her better and get to know me better.
yeah. I
Okay.
think that for me is like the same. Like when I do collaborations, like I need to ask questions, like to find the path that we should follow. So I think that that's my like I have to ask you, like, do you have any color, like any favorite colors, or do you like, how do you select the colors you use in your work?
So that's funny. When I was a pure physical artist doing acrylics and doing watercolors, um, all my palette was like very like quiet, if I would say, like in a way, like very pale, oranges that were very pale, black, grays. Now I know that it was kind of me hiding, in a way, like not really allowing anything, kind of like hiding, yeah, not letting myself come through. My kids at that time started painting, and we got these paints from IKEA that I actually have here. I'll show everybody. And these are like really neon colors. Um, and as they started like getting interested in painting, and me like being at home and through the pandemic and dealing with a little bit of mental health stuff, I was like just kind of also I don't know, just telling also my kids like, don't paint, don't make the mess, like and then I realized like if I wanted them to like express themselves, how was I asking them to fit a bubble or to fit like something, right? So anyways, I at that point shifted into I'm gonna start using the palettes that my kids are using. And that's how it started with this very bright palette. And if you go to my OpenSea account, I label my first collection as Neon Woman, which was finally kind of that place of me embodying who I was, like loud and Latina and funny and cranky and passionate. And so that's how the palette, sorry, I need to be painting, right? That's how the colors came, as of like being really vibrant and almost like In Spanish we call like these colors like neon, like neones. Um, and so yeah, then now I know that neon, when you say it in English, is more like the lights, right?
Yeah.
And I have a beautiful friend that does that kind of like, but yeah. How about you? What are your colors? And why all these like I know you mentioned it a little bit at the beginning, but why trash bags and shiny objects?
Uh, I have a crush on teal. Like for me, my favorite color for painting is always teal, and it is because like it gives me calm. And I don't know, like for me painting is like a therapy, like actually is the way I can like take out all my emotions. And yeah, the shiny objects are a fun story. Like I when I was a kid, I was pretty artistic, but I have like these voices around me that told me like, "Hey, no, you shouldn't study art. Like you will live like the starving artist life, and that's not something that it's worth it or it's cool. Like you should be a doctor or like I don't know, like engineer, whatever." And so like I truly believe in those voices. So but like a part of me believe in that and the other part of me doesn't. So when I decided to go to design school, I decided design because it was like a safe zone. You know, like I can be artistic but like with an intention, not because I want to be an artist, it's because the world needs design. So this is like a safe place to study and to develop my artistic creations. And industrial in the school of industrial design, like they teach you how to reproduce objects like in real life. So I started to challenge myself, like what's the most difficult thing to paint? And, and for me it was like shiny objects, like trying to reproduce like these metallic textures. It was pretty challenging for me. So yeah, I started to paint and paint and paint and paint, and after like 10 years painting metallic stuff, now I know how to do it like by memory. It's funny because I started like reproducing images, but now I can do it like by memory because my brain knows how light works in shiny objects. So yeah, that's like my story. It was like a challenge for myself, and it was bad. Like I remember like painting like balloons, trash bags, and like looking to them every day, and like here I that's a mistake, that's a mistake, that's a mistake, that's a mistake. Like I don't know, like pushing myself to be better, but also like because I didn't realize that I was an artist. Like you don't have to like to tell anyone or to show that you have big skills. Like you can be an artist just because it's fun, you know. And yeah, now uh, I have more, I don't know, like I think I feel more free. I keep painting shiny objects, but now because I like to paint them, not because I have to show myself that I am an artist. So yeah, that's my story. So the teal calms me.
I love it so much, and I went to engineering. I wanted to fit that box.
Yeah.
I love my mom, and she is resilient, and my work ethic comes from her. Like she's like super hardworking. I shared, I think, with Pablo the story one time. My mom ended up here because things in Colombia got really difficult in terms of like her finding a job and everything, and for her, like education was like always super on the top of everything, and yeah, I ended up going to becoming like a systems engineer and a programmer because of that very reason that you were mentioning before. You needed financial stability. You needed to go to school for something that was uh, like profitable and things like that. And um, I went all the way to work for a big corporation in corporate America and like achieve quote unquote the goals and climb the ladder only to realize that I felt like incredibly disconnected and from any purpose in life. And um, yeah, I am like very grateful to have found freedom through like just giving myself the chance to like create art that comes to my heart. And with that, like I also feel super blessed to have found like this community of people, of creators, animators, musicians that are very like-minded and that are just happen to be in NFT. But for me, like I think like NFTs are just a vehicle to have connected with people with this kind of type of creativity. And so I wonder, like, what does it mean for you to be in Web3? What does it mean for you as a Latina, as an artist to be in Web3? And what that's been like for you?
Yeah, like for me, Web3 literally changed my life. Like, I think that now I feel pretty comfortable, like wearing my beret and saying I am an artist because of Web3. Because I found a community that truly believes in the power of art and that they love art. And in Web 2 or like in the traditional world, that's very difficult because obviously people love art. Yeah, art is superhuman, but like it's difficult to build an audience. It's difficult like to go with a gallery and to show your work and to have an opportunity there. It's pretty difficult to build a community of collectors. And I think that Web3 makes that so easy, and not only the technology but also like the people, they came to Web3 with like their mind open to appreciate and believe in art, and that's really powerful. What about you, Jimena? Like, because I think that you like your generative project. Well, first
It's
question,
not.
is it generative? Because it
No,
looks generative.
it
Okay.
is. I know it does. Yeah, like so you're talking about portals, right?
Yeah, exactly.
See, so portals came um, as a way of me to wanting to tell like a more cohesive story of my art. If you go to all the kind of my art or the stuff that I put as an NFTs prior portals, it was kind of one-on-one, and like it was like kind of a day-to-day type of thing. And with portals, I was like, I want to give myself to explore, giving myself just a few elements and colors, limiting myself a little bit. And with those quote unquote like limiting like elements, I wanted to create a story that showed the different paths and the different yeah, kind of the different things that I have gone through to find my own answers. And so I created these 111 NFTs, and I randomized like the titles to yeah to tell the story of what's been like for me to overcome childhood trauma, and to just kind of move into a place where like I'm really valuing the journey, the yeah this like journey, rather than like so much of like an endpoint. And so when you go to through the titles, like it's funny, a friend of mine collected one that's called Stepping into the Unknown this morning, which is crazy weird because it's exactly what I'm doing right now. Like I was super excited, but I also like I'm also very open when it comes to like everything, because I feel like vulnerability and honesty is the only way to really, I don't know, just show the world that we're not like some perfect superhumans. We're all in the same struggle. And so like I was like today I was like waking up and I'm like, I don't know how to use the tool that we're going to be using. um I don't know that that, like I'm gonna be able to do all the straight lines that I use with Procreate. Um, and so, yeah, here it is, like me stepping into the unknown. But if you go into the titles of that collection, there is like shame. Just again, very vulnerably. That's a huge thing that I use as my comfort zone. It was it was something that I used early on to like kind of just connect with myself in a in a place where I grew up with a lot of confusion. And so I give myself a lot of love and a lot of compassion when I get into that shameful place. And I also, just kind of hug myself and I'm like, today we're going to do the best that we can. Um, and, we're just going to be open minded about what the universe is bringing. And so, yeah, go check out the titles, go check out the pieces. And so, yeah, I forgot what the question was that you asked me.
But now I have another one. I think that we are doing abstract, and I think that when abstract art is interesting because the title is super important, right? Like the title can describe or can help people to understand like the artistic intention behind the colors and the expression. So how do you choose your titles?
The titles came from just kind of connecting with what I wanted to tell on this collection, which was the story of, like doorways in a way that I have kind of gone through an awareness, like again, to like just kind of vulnerably like just move through life. I don't know, and like find my own answers. So I think with, yeah, to your point, like I think like when you do like abstract art, the concept and your reasons have to even be stronger, because it's that the energy that you basically like put in the art that you create. um it's, I feel like when you see like the eyes of a beautiful woman in a piece of art, or like, I don't know, like a landscape that is just peaceful, like that tells a story right away, like almost like
Yeah.
you look at it and you're like, oh, I got it. But when you just see lines and you see like squares and you see like rectangles and lines, and like you're like, okay, but this is simple. And like for me, like to be honest, that's kind of the story I also want to kind of in a way relate with the viewer, that like it doesn't, like it's not that it doesn't matter, like obviously it matters what you feel, but it almost doesn't matter like how broken you have been, or like what has been like your journey to this point. Like today is the day to take action, to reclaim your heart and you reclaim yourself. And my idea behind these very simplistic objects and elements that I use on geometries is literally spread that message of, um, sometimes we humans may think that it's harder to come out of, whatever funk emotionally you are, but like it's not that hard. It's more about consistency. It's more about waking up and deciding,
Yeah.
you know what, today I'm going to
Totally.
meditate a little bit. Today I may just drink a little more water instead of like the soda that I take. Today I'm going to walk for 5 minutes. And like, I think what's important, and it's just again, like work for me, doesn't have to work for everybody, is like, it's more like doing it consistently. Like I feel like we also kind of sometimes come from a place of like we want it to be like super fast and the changes to happen really like fast. And I think patience is super super key. And like no giving up like too soon, and just like keep showing up, repeating, keep showing up, repeating,
Yeah.
like, and again, it has like, it doesn't have to be like super complicated. Like, I'm again, like I try to be as transparent about like my artistic journey. And 14 months ago I was driving my kids around this city. I live in St. Louis, Missouri. And I was knocking on the doors of coffee shops for them to let me hang my art to sell like my physical work. um, and then today I humbly say, like I have more than 400 NFT collectors. I have connected with incredible people, and I'm always terrified to like put my art up. And I, to be honest, I connect still with this like, oh, am I worth it? Is this like good
Yeah.
art? Like, oh my gosh, like there is this big part of me that is like, are you serious? You're gonna like post that? Like, it should be more complicated. It should have more texture. It should have, and I, and I
I
like,
have those voices too. Yeah.
yeah, we all do, right? Like the imposter syndrome is it. Like, I wonder for you what it's like to, or how, I guess, like, what are some strategies for you to step away from the imposter syndrome?
Oh, I think that's like it's difficult. Like it's always there, but as you say, like you have to show up. Like having courage is super important. Like having the courage to show up and to think like, yeah, maybe I feel like this, and maybe I feel that I am not enough, or maybe I feel that I could do this better, but this is what I have, this is what I am. and and I don't know, like it's better to show up than to be afraid, because like being
I
afraid
love that.
could like I don't know, like could make you really a really unhappy person, like like and every time I decide to show up at the end, I always feel like, Mariana, it wasn't that bad. Like, yeah, maybe you had some mistakes, but at the end, it was not that bad. You are doing better. Like every time, you are doing better. So yeah, you have to have courage, and also I think that you have. This is difficult, but I try to do it. Like you have to be fan of your work. Like you have to like see your work in your walls. This is a fun story. Like before I moved with Pablo, like all my art stuff was like in a room, and like my all my paintings were like, I don't know, like hidden. And when I moved with Pablo, like he just started like very naturally to put my art like all around the house. I even have like a self-portrait like in our living room, and I was super scared of that. Like it freaked me out.
Mm.
But like in the end, I started to realize like, no, you have to, like, if you want people to love what you do, you have to love your art first, and you have to have it around, and like you have to show people with love, like, see what I am doing. And yeah, now I do that. Like I put my art all around me, and I feel also more comfortable, and like the imposter syndrome has been like I feel it, but not that bad because of that, because I'm used to watch my art, to see it around, and to promote it, like first for me and then for the others.
I love that. And I need to do a little bit more of like the put my art around. Right now, like literally my toddler's art is everywhere in the house. Um, but like even that, to be honest, like it's been something so fun for me to even allow my kids to be more creative themselves. And like to the point that now they're like when we sometimes we have like a table topics type of game at the table, just like you pull some cards basically, and the cards have questions, and some questions are like, who did you think has an interesting job? And then like my 5-year-old goes, my mom, she gets to create art all the time and be on calls with artists all the time. And I just feel like it's
Wow, that's
cool
really
that like
cool.
like all like the kind of the awakeness and the positivity about like art and being yourself is pouring into my day to day, like, and my kids, even my relationship with my partner has improved too, even though like at the beginning when I told him I was going to start selling NFTs and that I had to like get crypto into a wallet. Those concepts were like very weird for him. And his first comment was like, "You better don't empty our bank account." Like this is back like 12, like 14 months ago. And like it took
Well,
me
that could
showing up
happen.
to me. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just joking. Like, that could happen. Like, that was a potential risk.
Literally. But like it took just kind of wrapping up this, like it took showing up to my journey for him to actually believe to and become also a supporter. Like he always was supportive and everything, but like it was very weird for him that I was on all these calls with artists, people that I didn't know, right? And like it took like just me like saying like I'm not here to prove anything to you, but I am not backing away, and I'm gonna create, and I'm going to create, and I'm gonna keep putting my NFTs, and I'm gonna keep just showing who I am to the people that want to connect. And now I could not do this without him. Like like portals was really difficult because he took just took a lot out of me, and it was like a time commitment. And he was like, Jimena, I'm watching the kids, I'm gonna make dinner, I'm here, I'm like, you keep creating, do it. And that's, to be honest, I never expected kind of that full support of him. And yeah, it's amazing. I yeah, I'll stop here because I'll
Yeah.
cry. It's
I think
real.
that's something really important, like in the life of an artist, like to be surrounded of a support system and friends that like support what you believe and that are truly fans of your work and that can help you with whatever you need. I think that like it's really important because imagine having those voices, like those negative voices, and then like being in a non-supportive system. It's like really bad. Like it's, I don't know, like creativity doesn't flows in negative environments at all. Like, yeah, creativity could flow to save you from those places, but like it's difficult to flourish and to like be yourself if you don't have uh, like the support of your family, your friends, your
And
fans.
sometimes we don't have it. And
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes we don't even have our own support. I feel like sometimes these voices inside of our heads are also really strong, and like they're like, yeah, no, you're not worthy enough of this. And like I, if I'm honest, like I have to be like a little bit crazy and lunatic and be like, yeah, there is all these like thoughts in my head that I saying don't do it, and I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like just, and then like with the exercise of like showing up again and showing up again and getting like self trust, like little by little, like um I think is when you look back and you're like, holy cow. It pays off to be courageous, and it pays off to
Yeah.
like keep showing up.
Jimena, so we're doing abstract, and I have a question. Well, not a question, but what could it be like good advice for people that are trying to explore this kind of style? Like they are trying to explore to be more free, to like don't paint cartoons or stuff like that.
You know, I feel like
What is the problem with cartoons? I'm sorry, I needed to interrupt here.
It's
What's
like
going on?
you're
saltó
always
la ranita.
speaking about cartoons. So
I,
today,
I actually, I was going to ask where are the monsters? Where are the robots? We need more cartoons in here. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go.
no, stay, Pablo, stay.
Sí, está ahí Pablo. Pablito, salta la ranita por aquí, por favor.
No, I'm kidding. But no, I actually, yeah, I'm very curious. I am one of those people who are very bad at everything related to abstract art. For me, I have a lot of respect for abstract artists because whenever I grab a pencil and paper and whatever tool, I need to create something that makes that tells a story, but in a literal way, in a very well. I don't know. I'm just like I'm unable to do abstract art. I need to put cartoons. I need to put little characters. I need to put things that look real. So yes, please tell us artists that are not as good how to create abstract art.
Number one, I wish I could do the cartoons and all the paintings that you and Mila do. I couldn't. I don't know how to do that. And like, yeah, I probably need to do a lot of tutorials and everything. So 13 months ago, I would have said like, oh, go to Pinterest, go to like Instagram, get some ideas there and like, try something. 13 months after that, I say meditate. I say use silence and stay away from social media and use reflection if you're able. Like again, I'm a mom, I have two kids. I know that like silence sometimes is just not a thing. But like reflect and connect with the shapes that come in your mind when your eyes are closed. I give you super quick example. I do these things that are called like Wim Hof breathings. I don't know if people have heard of this thing. It's a crazy guy that came up with this like breathe, 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 hold your breath, and then breathe, breathe, breathe again, and hold your breath for like as long as you can. Anyways, he's in YouTube, Wim Hof. I started doing that, and all of a sudden I started seeing things in like deep, like state of like calm. And one thing was a circle, and I literally experienced a lot of jealousy growing up. I literally experienced thinking that like the grass was always greener, like everybody always had it better than I did. Da, da, da. And then all of a sudden I'm doing this breathing and I see this circle and it comes to me as a bubble, as a house, as a location of love sent to me by the universe where I am within this circle and this bubble and I'm protected from anything. And basically, it's like this bubble, a source of love, of abundance, of creativity that nobody can take out of me. And then that's how I started making circles. And that's why like circles are on my drawings. So, anyways, super long story short, reflect, being silent, be meditative. And I think like for me as an abstract artist, that's where a lot of my intuition and creativity comes from.
Wow. That I
That's
need
awesome.
to, yeah, I need to
So
do
so hold
more
on,
of that
Jimena.
stuff.
I want to know more. Sorry, did you say that you were like doing exercises where you would like stop breathing for a while and then yeah,
You
like close.
hyperventilate basically
Okay, let's do
for
it.
like 30 times. Like literally
What is
like
what is
close your
hyperventilating?
eyes. Like basically you
Like
kind of
that?
take when you take a breath, literally feel like you're like pushing your pelvis out. Like
Which one is the pelvis?
pelvis is like where your parts are. Down. Go ahead.
Down there. Okay, but
Perfect.
you want to push them out or
Yeah.
up? Like
That like
oh,
down. Like these like deep breath, like you take all your breath in. But then like when you breathe out, like como se dice, inhale and exhale, exhale, like you do it fast. So like
Wow.
when you're inhaling, like think like the like oxygen is kind of coming into your head and going down into your stomach. And then like and then after you 30 seconds, hold it.
and then I'm going to start seeing things. But don't freak out if
No,
you
not
start seeing
everybody
things.
does see anything. That's just crazy me.
I'm going to mute myself because this is annoying.
I forget that we're in Twitter spaces too. I wonder what people are like probably getting unfollows. Too weird of a girl.
No, I think that also like being silly or being weird is really really important if you are an artist, because like that is creativity too, you know, like uh, dressing yourself, doing sounds, following like what, Pablo,
No,
following
I was just
like
like, I think I did lose consciousness for a second there.
Yeah,
what.
you're not supposed to like hold it for so long. They say
Okay, okay,
sorry.
okay.
Like,
No, no, no.
this is not medical advice. I don't want you to pass out in the middle of the life.
It felt like one of those times when you like uh, you stand up really fast, and
Oh
Yeah,
then you feel a
yes.
little bit dizzy,
yeah.
or like, or you spend 3 days without eating, and then you get I don't know why, but you just start getting dizzy. It's weird, right?
Okay, listen. This dude also has these cold exposures, like cold freezing, yes,
Oh,
water
I
exposures.
Mm.
And long story short, what his whole mantra around this is to face your biggest fears so that you realize they are not your identity and you can disconnect from them. And I do cold showers every morning. They're amazing. So
oh
like
oh
honestly, if anyone is listening or watching and suffering like from anxiety or like which I have anxiety every day, like a bad one, like whole exposures are really amazing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I'm really afraid of cold water.
Yeah.
we have to do cold showers just because like our sewage hasn't or sewer hasn't been as good. So
Yeah.
Or
we
you
have been
forgot to pay
forced to
the
doing this.
bill. Like it used to happen to me when I was little. We used to happen forget paying the electric bill, and we had like a electrical shower in our bathroom, and then you were forced to take really cold showers.
Yeah, ours it's been kind of weird because the
Where
heater
are you guys? If it's okay for like what part of the world?
it's Mexico.
Ah, yeah.
Mexico. So, or like the what do you call this? The heater is back there in the kitchen, and then the restroom and the showers on the other side. And the heater, instead of like just going through a tube directly to the restroom to the shower, it actually goes up the building to the top, and then it comes back. So there's something going on somewhere in the middle, like the hot water is getting stuck, and it's coming out just like very little hot water.
Yeah.
So like every morning, well, yeah, it's the option for hot showers is not there, but it's nice, yeah, and that's why I'm so relaxed, and I'm right.
Right. That is the why, right?
I have to make a confession. Like, I take showers. Like, I'm really fan of indoor cycling, and I love to shower
Do you
there
have a
because
Peloton?
I don't. No, I don't. But because you know, I love to do it with people.
Hmm.
Like that's my favorite part of indoor cycling.
Wait, what?
Like
Showers with other people? Is that what
no,
you're
no,
doing
no,
over
no.
there?
Calm down.
You're going over there to take showers with other people, Mila.
No, no,
Oh my god.
no.
Sorry.
No. I love like cycling with others and dancing and like how energy in cycling rooms is built, you know, like with like all the like yeah, like when people are dancing and doing exercise and they're excited, like it's like you can feel the energy, you know, and if you are not in that mood, like the rest of people could drag you to that mood. So that's why I love to go there. They energize me a lot. And after that, I love to take a shower there by myself, just me, because the water is super hot.
I love hot showers so much. And I love biking too, actually. I do have a Peloton, and I saw your picture on Instagram, I think. you have one of those pictures with you and a bike, and I'm like, oh shoot, I need to go back to it to exercise a little more. And I have been walking outside for the last 2 weeks or so, just kind of trying to get like some fresh air. It's not so cold here, like winter is kind of coming down, and that fresh, crisp air and being outside around trees, like hiking, amazing, amazing.
Yeah, I walk also every day, every morning. I walk to the most gentrified coffee in the city, and it's funny because like we used to walk there when the pandemic started, and it was like our morning ritual. It was pretty calm, and like we could sit outside the coffee shop and hear the little birds. But now it's full of crowds of, Pablo called them Airbnbers, like just being loud around. But I don't know, like it's cool also like to learn to enjoy life, like everywhere, even though if it's not uh, what you were used to or what you love.
I have a question for the two of you around creative flow. And how does it happen for you? And how do you release it? Like I tell you for me, like when I'm around my kids is when I feel like all these that loads of creativity. And a lot of times I just can't just say like, oh, forget it, kids, go feed yourselves. Like I'm gonna paint, see you in like the next 3 hours. So I have to like contain myself and be like, I hope I don't forget. I hope I don't forget. How does it happen for you? Like, do you get an idea? Do you go on like days and days and like get it out, or like do you build little by little? Like, how does it? How is it for you?
So for me, it's what, like for me an idea could be in my head for months, and the courage to develop that idea has like to be built inside of me, like I'm not that person like, oh, I have this idea, I'm gonna make it today. I think that Paulo is like that, but for me, no, like I have an idea and I have to like think and think and think and explore in my mind. And maybe one day I just wake up and I start to build or to do it. And when I start, like the flow just like start, and like I can paint every day for weeks. But then I need to settle down a little bit, and like I can pass 1 month without painting, because I think that that month I'm recharging and I'm gathering information and I'm living life to then paint it.
Mm.
That's like my flow, or the way it works for me. I'm jelly of people that could just draw and draw and draw and draw and draw and draw every idea they have in their minds. I want to be more like that sometimes.
It takes such a like courage. Like, yeah.
And practice, I think.
Mm.
Hey, so we are almost there on time.
Yay!
So I was wondering, maybe I see that the pieces. I mean, I don't know when art is finished, but it looks pretty good. So I wanted to know,
Yeah.
like, maybe you can tell us about what you made, just like a conclusion of the piece, and yeah.
So I tell you um, what I resonate with. I don't know that I see anything in particular, but um, I see a lot of fluidity in this work. I see a very strong energy of femininity. Um, and I just get such a, I don't know, like a playful vibe of this art. And so I'm just organically resonating with those, I guess, three energies like playfulness, femininity, and fluidity. And yeah, I think like that's kind of what I set the vibe to be for me at least. And super happy that like I'm just kind of seeing that energy also in the work.
Love it, love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see the fluids. Yeah, the
Yeah,
fluidity.
actually,
It's a lot of
they look
fluidity.
like
What?
fluids.
They're like fluids, yeah, and it's like an explosion, and I love
Love it.
the colors. They While there's a lot of stuff going on, there's also uh, 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 like a very constrained color palette, and like it's a very blocky and flat painting, which allows you to put a little bit more of yourself in it, and just like a more meaning, when not everything is just uh, like already shaded and already has a shape. You see something, and there's almost like seeing clouds, and then, oh well, I see an ice cream. Well, I see my mother. Oh my god. you know so yeah, I see a lot of that. What about Mila? Like, tell us a little bit about your what you think.
Uh, I think that like my intention was to connect everything.
Hmm.
Like I was trying to build this energy of connection, like with the shapes I was making. And it was really cool because I started to see that Jimena was like drawing in the holes, like supporting this fluidity. And I don't know, it's super, super, super beautiful how all the shapes came together. And yes, suddenly I thought like, this looks a little bit plain. Like I know we are doing abstract art, but I want to give some three-dimensional. To see like the black blob, like
Sick. Love it.
it goes inside the yellow one. Yeah. And I think that that was like also like our conversation was like that, like one blob trying to connect with the other one and mix everything.
I almost see it like getting in there and just like, hey, let's. Yeah, and I see, I see like over there, like it's almost like a hand, like an arm getting in like in an apple, like a green apple or something. See, I'm
Mm.
seeing stuff. I need to see stuff there, and I see eyes there, up there on the top center. Like, see some eyes, like watching you, and also seeing this connection that is happening down there with these tentacles. And I, by the way, I also like that I see the piece and I don't see like, oh, this was made by two different artists and there's the styles colliding. No, I see it as something like a unique piece that like blends together. I don't know, like, or what do you think? And I mean, I can see a little bit of both, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I don't see, I don't see it as like your styles becoming noise, but more like becoming nice. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that is because we are color lovers. You know, like, I don't know. I was looking which colors. My first color was teal because I'm always painting teal. But I don't know if you saw that I erased like my first drawing
Nice.
because I saw that Jimena started to use another color and like I instantly went like, okay, I what's the complementary color of this color that he chose.
Nice.
So I think that yeah, maybe we didn't spoke about that, but it's like an artistic intuition.
Yeah. So you were making decisions as you go, just like, oh, Jimena did this, so I'm gonna take this route just so it blends better.
Yeah.
I feel like the lack of me knowing how to use this particular tool made it be something I don't like. If I would not create a piece like that, like on my own, just because I have like these constraints, I guess, in my mind. That like, okay, when I approach a canvas, I already know in Procreate how I'm going to do all my straight lines and all my things. And like these, again, like we were talking about courage and like stepping into like the unknown, and this is exactly that. And to me, this feels like Mila and I like decided to make a dish. And like, when you
Yeah.
make something and you cook together, like it doesn't mean like the salt is in a corner, or the flour is in the, like, it all comes to be like this mix of like beautiful flavors that you're ready to enjoy it. And this is it. I agree with Pablo, like it doesn't look like two artists got together. It just like look like we've done this all the time, and it like kind of came to be like one piece that is very cohesive. So super excited, super happy about this.
Love it, love it. It's kind of like a, well, if it is a, if it's food, then it's kind of like a guacamole, like a pozole, maybe.
Delicioso.
Uh, there's a side of arepas there, uh,
Somebody was
right?
saying fish eggs.
Fish eggs.
Ali, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
yeah, somebody super sweet on the chat. But hi, Ali
Yeah.
and Jody.
Salsa.
Super
Some
nice.
salsa, yeah. Well, this is awesome. This is so cool. I know this was an experiment, and by the way, this was the first time both of you used this tool, and I want to think also one of the, like you don't do this often, where it's like, hey, let's share a canvas and let's paint together. So pretty cool that you did this and talked about very deep personal stuff while painting, and then now we know how to hyperventilate. Just don't do it as me, because then you're gonna fall down. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much. This was awesome. Anything else before we go?
No, thank you so much for the space, Pablo and Jimena. Thank you so much, Jimena, like for also building like this safe space. It's weird, like to build a safe space in front of people, but it's super cool, like as you say, to be vulnerable and to share what you are and to share your process. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you both. Thank you to Paulo, not only for this space, for reaching out, for thinking of me, for supporting my art. Thank you to you both. Like, means the world. This was awesome. And I'll do it anytime, all over again. This was awesome.
Awesome,
Thank you.
awesome. Next time, now we know where the tools are, how to pick the colors, how to do this, and I'll know how to set this up in a correct way, because I had some technical difficulties in the beginning.
Well, and you inspire me both to use this wall and put all my art. And like, I love how you have a display, and I need to do the same. So I'm going to do that too. See, everybody
Yes,
learned
Yeah,
something.
so surround yourself with your beautiful, beautiful compositions.
Mhm.
love it.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Let's keep doing this kind of stuff, and hopefully we get to have you here again, Jimena and Mila, and it's just like a jam, and just do stuff together and talk about pretty cool, deep stuff. By the way, like I'm going to show some of the stuff that, for example, that Mila. If you want to follow Mila, how can people find you, Mila?
You can find me in my Twitter, Marian Pedrosa, with a Z, Pedrosa. And also, I'm
Marian
an
Pedrosa.
artist for time, so you can like stumble around time pieces, and I'm gonna appear there with my trash bags.
Awesome. And what about you, Jimena? How can people tell us more about you or your work? How can people find you?
So my website, buenavidaart.com, has links to my Instagram, my Twitter, and my podcast. I have and host live conversations at least twice a week on Twitter, where I talk about, just very openly about anything, and also interview artists. So Pablo and Mila, you are super welcome to come. I have a small community of, just kind of introverted artists and up and coming artists that would benefit so much from your both amazing talents and wisdom. And yeah, just I'm on Twitter a lot more than I should. And yeah, find me there. Jimena Buenavida.
Me too.
Okay, Jimena Buenavida and Marian Pedrosa with a Z. And that's it. And thank you so much. This was an end like organized by the Robotos team and the Bueno team. And just like it's so cool to have your art here, Mila and Jimena. So maybe we can do it again another time. Everyone, thank you so much. I'll see you again another time on another live stream session. And bye bye.
Adios.
How do I
Bye.
stop this?
It was awesome.
And